All right, I'm back. Tech. A little bit on tech, and just want to say a little bit about this Elon Musk. I think I said something about it in the introduction, but the Elon Musk thing made this statement about Apple. It's a graveyard for, I think the way he put it is, and maybe I'm not getting it exactly right, unsuccessful or failed Tesla employees. Apple's a graveyard for failed Tesla employees. And I don't know the guy, I just know him from the news, like most people who aren't particularly in his business, but or in his industry. But it's a strange thing because it's one of these situations where it's a historical issue. It's the statement that people use where if we don't know history, I think I'm getting it wrong. We don't history, we're doomed to repeat it. And Elon Musk said this thing as though either, I don't know what's in his mind, but either he's trying to make a slight on Apple, or he's trying to make a slight on the employees who left, or maybe he's just angry that people left and he has to deal with that. But obviously, it's probably the latter. And I threw in the historical piece. I'm going to add a piece in here or a thing about Disney, Walt Disney. I guess you could call Walt Disney old tech, cartoonist and the like, old media, old tech. But obviously, Elon Musk, it's not about the employees and Apple. It's, I was talking about he's trying to make a swipe at Apple or swipe at the employees who left, or he's just upset because the people left. And it's obviously the latter, because the way he put it, as though these are substandard employees. And I know I'm probably getting a little psychological here, sort of scratching through details of a person's psychology, but obviously, if you believe employees are substandard, you're probably not going to be concerned about them leaving. You probably want them to leave. It gives you an opportunity to not have to fire them. So obviously, that's not it. It's not like he was saying, oh my goodness, these people left. Obviously, they're not so substandard that he wanted to get rid of them, because if a person is substandard, you're happy they're left and it's out of your hair. You don't want to have to deal with it. And certainly, if you think an employee is substandard, you're not going to spend part of your day thinking about it. Once again, you're going to say, well, that's a relief. I can hire some people that, can get the job done. So obviously, it's the latter. Upset, people are leaving. And I'm gonna tie in this Disney thing in a minute. But upset people are leaving, and I'm sure a situation where either they're unhappy or they want more money. And probably in either case, he was sort of probably being, as it is always with a business where the founder is still running the business. Probably the toughest place you can work, a business where the founder is still running the business. Because the founder is always going to behave as though he knows or she knows more than everyone else in the company. And is going to let you know it on a daily basis. Founder, just the nature of a founder in a business. And the reality is it's probably fairly correct. Probably fairly correct that the founder probably does know more than almost everyone in the company. That's probably fairly correct. But it's a perverse environment to work in the sense that under a professional manager, a professional boss, your job is to make your employees' environment an environment where they can do their best work. It's not to point out that you own everything and you're the boss of everything, but to create an environment, remove everything that you can that keeps them from doing their best work. And in a lot of cases, the founder, the boss, the founder boss, probably can't, because you're too close to yourself, probably can't see that they might be the thing that keeps the worker from doing their best work. And it's a very, very, I'm sure the same thing with Steve Jobs and Apple when he was there, probably the same thing. You know, the founder probably makes workers nervous. Probably Steve Jobs, obviously people have already talked about it. The Steve Jobs movie is getting ready to come out. A lot of people are talking about it. He was abrasive. It probably makes a lot of people nervous, you know, the founder. And I'm sure Elon Musk is the same type of guy, very smart, very revered for what he's done. Probably makes people nervous, probably makes people uncomfortable who work for him. Can't fully feel comfortable and go to work because you know that this guy's going to be looking over your shoulder critiquing your work. And I've worked in a couple situations like this where the founder of the company was the boss. Almost the worst situation you can get. But I'm going to tie it together with this Disney situation in the sense that recently there's on PBS, since I don't know the entire biography of Disney, but PBS biography of Walt Disney, and once again a founder, a boss, and you had employees grumbling in his case because they didn't feel like they were getting paid well enough. In a situation where his company went public, you say how much the CEO is making so they can see he's making a tremendous amount more than he is, and obviously it's difficult to separate sort of in people's mind. They work hard every day and can't understand how come they don't make more. And you can see both sides, at least I can. Disney, you know, he's the boss. He's the owner. He created the whole thing, and he should get paid whatever he can get paid or whatever he can make. That's the point of working for yourself, is that as long as you're working for somebody else, you're going to be making less than whoever you're working for. And once you're working for yourself, the sky is the limit. But to tie it to this Elon Musk situation, Disney's attitude is that they just need to work harder, and they should be happy to have a job at Disney. And I get the sense that Elon Musk is right at this same place. In Disney's case, at least in this PBS show, the movie business was beginning to become unionized, and so the workers went on strike and joined so they could join the union. But I guess it was sort of like them against us, Disney, the workers against me. How can they be so ungrateful? Isn't Disney a great place to work? And I'm getting the sense that Elon Musk is there. This is one of the greatest companies in the world, one of the greatest products in the world. They should be happy to work here. And I get the sense that Elon Musk, his comments with the graveyard for Apple's a graveyard for failed Tesla employees, comes out of that. That he's right there, instead of trying to understand, or at least, or obviously learn more about how to lead a workforce, how to be a leader. He's right there, the same way as Disney, sort of. They should be happy to work here. What's the problem? Or they're not working hard enough, or whatever. And I get the sense that back to this, we forget the history. We are doomed to repeat the past. And I get the sense that he, if he's getting a migration, mass migration, or migration, just a migration of workers, his company is probably at that point where he probably needs to start thinking about a better way to lead a company, and that this company is probably only going to get bigger. But I'm not going to say too much more about it. It just seems like it's something that we've seen before, and maybe it's something that Elon Musk can learn. As much as people say he's a smart guy, as much as he may know about tech, there's generally two tracks to managing a business is knowing the work, understanding the business, and understanding how to get a crew to do the work. And I get the sense that Elon Musk is struggling with that part of it, managing the crew. Probably is an expert at the tech, but the crew part probably is struggling with that. But in any case, I'm sure he'll probably have, if he hears this, he's probably going to have something to say about this. But in any case, just a little thing on tech today, and maybe something else tomorrow. Don't know. In any case, see you next time.